Oh,
Oh, it's happening again. Hey, Aiden, have you seen this thing with the election with the debates? Joe Swinson.
oh yeah, it's sexist, isn't it?
Yeah. She's like, well, it's sexist, and you know, it may be, it may not be, or whatever. But like, but it kind of, I'm growing to dislike her more than I dislike Jeremy Corbyn.
Hmm.
Because at
Oh,
least Corbyn,
she's much more. She's a Tory in disguise.
yeah, at least she kind of like. At least he kind of obviously believes in this nonsense that he's advocating for. You know, there are some men his age that for some reason don't understand what socialism actually means. And you know what? Bless them. They've just got this good thing and they think, yeah, no, this time it will work. This time, you know, we will sort of like redistribute wealth, despite its deadly results every other time it's been implemented. But this fucker, she can't do it on political grounds because she's like, it's sexist. They don't want me because I'm a woman. It's like, oh, go fuck yourself, love. That's just scummy. Like, if she had any integrity whatsoever, she'd be arguing for the SNP to be represented as well because they're the third biggest party.
Yeah.
The Lib Dems aren't even the third place at the moment. They're fourth. So if she had even the slightest bit of integrity, she'd be saying, like, not even integrity, just selfish things of saying, well, the SNP need to be there. Or what about fucking Nigel Farage? He's just stormed the European elections. Why is she not advocating for him? Because she's got zero principles. That's why.
Well, look what her plan is. If they got into power, she'd just revoke Article 50. Just revoke it. That's it. Let's pretend it never happened. Charming. Lee Howells just said Poland breaks EU retirement age law for judges from 67 to 65 for men, 60 for women. Good on them, but what about the rest of the population? How can the EU ever work long term? It can't, unless what Guy Verhofstadt has spoken passionately about several times works, where countries give up the veto, give up their sovereignty, and are rolled into one big homogenous lump. And he has said that on many occasions, by the way, so it's not like, you know, I'm just making that up because I'm one of these fake news leavers. It's all documented there on video, him saying it. So
the veto is a bit of a myth, though. I see a lot of people say, well, you've got a veto, and it's like, it is a bit of a myth. Because there's a lot of things that do just go through with majority vote now, because they have their fingers on so many regulations and so many laws that the veto thing is kind of irrelevant. And let's face it, our government, our politicians just seem to be fucking terrified of actually running their own country and actually making these decisions. They just let Europe handle it for so long that now we're in this ridiculous situation where people are just fucking sick of it, you know, because you can point at bendy banana things and mock it and stuff, and it's like, yeah, but there is actually, like, you know, they were debating fucking length of candle wicks the other day and they had a vote on it. They actually sat down and hundreds of them voted. You know, all the MEPs, all their staff, all the security, the cleaning, the food, all of it, so that they could decide appropriate candle wick lengths. And it's like, what the fuck has that got to do with anything? You know, this. And don't get me wrong, I get it, man, 100%. You know, the regulations being consistent. You know, yeah, why not have, why not all agree like what grades petrol are going to be, so that you can just make it and get it all around. You know what I mean? That's fair enough. Let's all agree what paracetamol is. Yeah, that's fine.
But candle wicks.
Well, candle wicks is just fucking one toke over the line, baby. It's fucking 12 tokes over the line.
It's not as if it's a, you know, an isolated incident. This is a continual thing, and it's on bigger things. You know, they traditionally, as we know, none of the MPs can propose laws. So the proposed laws come down from on high, and the MPs vote on it, and if they vote against it, the proposed law goes away for a bit, then comes back slightly different. Different wording, different name, different title, same effect, and eventually it gets voted through.
And it's hard as well, you know, if you go on the website to see who voted for what. I mean, parliament.gov is a little bit tricky sometimes, but it's nothing compared to the European websites. it's very, very difficult to just read. You can see who voted for what, but it's so convoluted.
Yeah.
Just the information, and they'll do 30, 40, 50 votes in a day, but like 20 of those votes will all be on the same thing, and it's like a wall of impossible admin. Because I like to know, for example, we've got that, they work for you or they work for us website in this country. You can search for an
Yeah.
MP, and it's bollocks. The site is absolute nonsense. It is. It's like a little. It's basically just for you to let you know that if you voted Labour, you did the right thing. Because if you actually go through the website on, it says like mostly voted in favour of this, but then you look at the bills, and half the bills they're citing have got nothing to do with the thing that they've cited. But at least with that, I can check it against Parliament. I can check it against the bill, and it's clear and it's laid out. And I know that they work for you is bollocks. I know it is because I can check it.
Mm.
With Europe, I fucking can't.
No.
If anyone knows of a website where I can do it, something like they work for you, I'd really appreciate it. So I'm kind of lost at the moment.
Well, also in Europe, they have many meetings which are not allowed to be reported on.
Yes,
Now
it's all decided. Yeah,
there was that one recently, wasn't there, where I forget which arch fucking arsehole from Europe it was. It might have been Barnier. Was very clear that during the transition period we're going to punish the shit out of you. Very clear, because the MEP came back and said, look, this is what happened, and that's bollocks, that because you're a leaver. He's like, no, this is how it is. They're gonna spank us. They're gonna spank us hard. They're gonna make sure we pay if we do get Brexit.
Yeah. Well, that's the funny thing, isn't it? When they say, well, no one, you didn't know what you were voting for, did you? And I think, oh man, most sort of Europhiles don't know what they voted for either. It's not like one side of the argument is all these enlightened, fucking sure people.
Well, most people who voted Leave, you know what they like to say, it's because you're a little Englander or a racist. Most people just didn't want to be part of the EU. Didn't want someone else telling them what to do. Simple as that. So then they come back, well, it doesn't work like that, but that's exactly what it works like. And if you're happy with that, fine. You vote Remain and you sit there bitching and moaning until you get your own way, whatever works. But that's the thing with Remainers, always makes me laugh. They always act like they're the font of all knowledge. And then some prick who's, attached somehow to some triple subcommittee PR department will come on Twitter going, look at these people, they're all wrong, and all the FBPE people go, see, he knows how good they are. And it's like, oh, you fucking idiots. I mean, vote Remain. If you want to remain, I'll respect that. But for
there's good reasons to, man. But I do find that a lot of Remainers, the same way that some Leavers are just fucking idiots. Very much so. That's not. But like, I find a lot of Remainers haven't got a fucking clue about what's actually going on. They don't really know. They're just very sure that they're not racist because they voted Remain. And that's the reason why.
They're morally superior.
Yeah, but you find a lot of them are then the ones that kind of look down their noses at darker skinned people or whatever. They're the ones that are sort of like allies to minorities and all that bollocks, which is just white supremacy.
Daz 090979 says when it was good. Hello, Daz 090979.
Hello, by the way. Hello, Aphidlip as well.
Aphidlip, yeah. Hello, dude. When it was Gordon Brown's, wasn't it? Or when was it? Sorry, Gordon Brown, so the last of the UK Bank of England gold. I don't remember, but Labour on there, just before Tony Blair departed, he made sure that he signed away another big raft of the UK to the EU as well. Just got in there at the end and just fucking stuck it in. And, it's the way Remainers, these morally superior Remainers, Graeme. They're morally superior to us in every way, shape and form. Going, yeah, you should listen to Tony Blair. He says we should stay in. What, like the war criminal, yeah? This is what we're forgiving because people are not. And they say, well, you got Rees-Mogg, and I fucking hate those people.
The one that used the internet as an excuse to sign away free speech in this country.
And just shocking arseholes, but for some reason.
And then just a little bit later down the road, signed an actual letter declaring that the 13-year-old victims of the rape gangs were actually just prostitutes and basically wanted it, which was fucking lovely of them, wasn't it? Labour are never getting my vote again at this point, man. Unless the whole party changes completely.
It's just disgraceful, the whole fucking mess.
You call children prostitutes. You sign away free speech. You sell all the fucking council houses. What they did with the council houses makes fucking Thatcher look like an amateur.
Oh, like a socialist.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't fucking end with them, and it never will. It never will, because none of them are any good. None of them. You know, and now we've got a country so ill-educated. My favourite one now, of course, is because it's bonfire night tonight here in the UK, November the 5th, where we celebrate the foiling of the gunpowder plot. It failing. Traditionally, you know, kids would build a bonfire. They'd have a guy, which is like, you know, just clothes stuff with newspapers, a fake human, which is to represent Guy Fawkes, that you would get change off passers-by for saying penny for the guy. Then you'd take it on bonfire night, put it on the top of your bonfire and burn it. But now, because of a shit film adaptation of a fair to middling graphic novel, Guy Fawkes is somehow the hero because he was going to blow up Parliament. This to me epitomises Remainers, because let's ignore the fact it was a papist plot to put a Catholic king and put the Catholic Church in charge of the Great Britain, or England at the time, I don't know, the whole rest of Britain, you know, and it was foiled because the man was going to be a fucking suicide bomber.
It was basically all England at that point, Aidan.
Yeah. So, you know, it always makes me laugh that we need another Guy Fawkes. What? An agent of the Catholic Church?
He was fighting for the Spanish when he was a foreign invader.
Yeah, he was just fucking, you know, he got exactly what he fucking deserved. He tried to cheat the hangman as well, didn't he? Allegedly.
But,
he took a jump at the rope, you know, instead of just being choked.
Oh, really?
Because he was to be hanged, drawn, and quartered. This allegedly, who knows? But he took it. Apparently, he tried to cheat everyone by breaking his neck, but the rope didn't do it for him.
You know, it's an interesting thing about Guy Fawkes, though, and it's happening now. Again, we're seeing it in our lifetime because of that movie. But apparently, he is. And I think we talked about this year. You know, because it's been hundreds of years, like 1600 or whatever it was. Over the years, like every few decades, he changes from a hero to a villain, and because of social sort of like norms and the swinging of the pendulum and all that. So this what happened with that movie and things, that this isn't the first time it's happened. You know, we've not had the same tradition. It is one of these flexible things, and it's like it's basically whatever culture demands to find an excuse to celebrate, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, the idea of that celebration on November the 5th, what it was originally, where it was mandated almost, you know, when I grew up, my parents grew up and everything else, was that you were burning Guy on the top of the bonfire. So if you were celebrating him, you wouldn't have burned him.
But that's an interesting thing, though, isn't it? Because like by the time we're like old, like about to die, we might see it change again.
No one will know who he is by then. Are you kidding me? No one will know who he is. Do you think half the dickheads out there blowing their hands off tonight know anything about Guy Fawkes? Because the councils have banned bonfires. You know, the whole tradition's been erased. It's not died off on its own. It's been erased by local councils.
I don't know if you're still doing the clip, but Alex has asked us. I voted Remain. I voted Remain. I publicly talked about it in the thing. I was freedom of movement. I wanted to protect freedom of movement and the path of least resistance.
Well, I'm pretty sure it wasn't one of your safe spaces to explain why Brexit was a good thing. Because back at the beginning, you were still quite ardently Remain.
It's the behaviour to vote that's sort of really changed my mind on things, phenomenally so. But yeah, I voted Remain. It's not like a great shame or whatever.
It is. I voted Leave.
Here we go. It's not. I'm not like, you know. I'm not asked. It's fine. There you go. There's the context for the clip, mate. You're all right.
Fucking remaining communist bastard.
Maybe he just wants that as part of my my shame reel that he's creating.
I voted Remain and I'm not ashamed. You should be. If I had my way, when I'm Hayden Dada, the dictator of the UK, you'd rather be a pedo than a Remain voter. Just saying you'd rather be on the sex offenders register.
I don't want to. That'd be weird actually, because I don't know if they still work there, but I know a lot of the police that work in that department. So it'd be quite awkward being there from the other side of the thing, you know.
You're a Remoaner, are you, sir? Could you just step in here, please?
We always knew when we used to come to visit.
Could you just step into this room?
Dude, have you heard about Deadspin? Do you know this website, Deadspin? It's not a huge
It's
one.
a sports